जादु होनमाले बोकी सानिया हानि साका नखा नितला आथुक सामान बो जादु आबार सामान.
And the ultimate aim of the filmmaker is to say the bigger story. And very interestingly, the bigger story is universal because the bigger story is all about human nature. It is true, Mathia deals with things like, say, poverty, want. Can you carry on?
Yeah.
Things like hierarchical structure of a society, the power play between people who are more powerful, less powerful, people who are rich, people who are poor, people who are helpless, people whom society holds in high esteem. These things are brought to the front, but they are all part of the plot. Beneath it all are real human beings, and they are engaged in saying the bigger story. So the final impression that one gets from a film that is true to itself is that of the bigger story, which I call it is the human story, story of love, story of fidelity, story of extreme resilience in the face of poverty, want, helplessness, story of hope that never dies. These are the things that make up the bigger story of Mathia. The central character of Mathia is, I would like to think, she is not a single-tracked person, but is a rich, complex character who is able to represent a whole society, who is at the same time a victim but also a victor at the same time, who has within her everything that is needed to overcome all kinds of odds and become a victor, a winner in the best sense of the term. What happens in the story, in the plot, is important, but perhaps not as important as the bigger story that the film unfolds.
We could also see like the suffering of Kormoti in the film is perhaps the result of the cruelty in the society. Do you think or do you feel that you are successful in portraying such kind of messages through your film?
As a filmmaker, I wanted this character to be the, an image, more than an image, an epitome of the society. In both these films, that was the intention, that a character who is more than just an individual, a character who has the wherewithal within herself or himself to carry along a whole society, and so to say a representative, a true representative of the society she belongs to. And hence, perhaps that is why people who see the movie can in some way or other identify with this character, or else they would dismiss it as somebody else's story. But perhaps the success of these films is because the viewer is able to see their own stories there on the screen. And it happens because the character we see on the screen is an honest character who is basically open, who is not so sure about himself or herself, who is surprised by happenings around, who continues to discover new things as she goes through these various incidents, some of which are extremely sad incidents, crushing incidents, but they are able to make not only the viewer reflect, but the character in the movie itself is found to be reflecting on what happens around her. More than saying if it was a successful effort or not, I would like to say that the central character, Karmati herself, is a very rich character, a complex character who is endowed with the gift of self-criticism. She has the capacity, as it is seen in some scenes of the film, the capacity to look at herself and question her own beliefs, that of doubt, the capacity to doubt one's own motives, which is a very rare gift in a human being. In an age that blindly holds on to its beliefs and is only bent on opposing everyone who opposes that belief, fundamentalism, here is a character who is able, even at a time when she is crushed by the so-called powerful people of society, she has the honesty, the strength and the courage to look at herself and examine what her motives are. Is she honest enough? And therein lies the richness and complexity of this character.